sense.
So, Congressman, how can Republicans on Capitol Hill, with their slim majority, work to codify these DOGE cuts into law? Because you keep hearing people saying, well, Congress has to decide because they hold the purse strings. So now you guys have lots of examples inside a lot of these agencies about where these things that have been approved through Congress are going. How do you make sure it's not just, we see it, it's a problem, but we're going to keep going?
The first step is to pass my bill and Mike Lee's bill that expedites this and will allow Congress to codify all the executive orders. Secondly, we've got to follow this up with a budget, with President Trump's budget proposal. We've got to cut spending. We've got to ensure that the tax cuts are renewed. This budget reconciliation bill is huge, and the reason this needs to be a very large bill is because this is the only vehicle that you can pass through the Senate that only takes 51 votes. If we have to depend on Democrats, we might get Fetterman, and that's it. We're still going to be 6 votes short.
Still a long shot.
Yeah, that's a long shot. I wouldn't want to hold my breath on that. But we've got to do it on this reconciliation bill. We've got to renew the tax cuts. We've got to put in the tax cuts that President Trump promised, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and put this whole agenda in and cut the bureaucracy and watch America grow. Watch this country take off. Once you get the government off the backs of the private sector, the entrepreneurial spirit in America will flourish. Americans will prosper, and I think Americans will start to regain a little confidence in their government again, all because of President Trump's mandate and because of the work that everyone in this room did to get President Trump elected.
And deregulation, of course, is a big one. The president has promised for every new regulation, they will eliminate 10 of them. We only have a few minutes left. Alina, you're new to Washington, D.C., new to the world of politics. Final thoughts about the next 4 years here and your new gig?
First of all, it's so exciting. I never thought I would live in the swamp that I hit on TV every day, but here we are. And I knew he was going to win. I wasn't sure if I was going to come, but I'm glad I did. I mean, it is such a blessing to be in the West Wing with the greatest president that I've ever seen in my lifetime. In the past, I mean, it is the greatest joy. And having been there with him through the fight to get here, I think is why we fight so hard. I go to work every day. It is a blessing. I fight for the American people every day now. And I had been started fighting for President Trump, but now it's for all of you. And it's an honor. I mean, I've gotten to do things like child trafficking issues, and I'm speaking to the Middle East. And you have a platform to help not just America be strong, but help the world be peaceful and great. And it's really America's strength that runs that. And I'm excited. It's been a real blessing, and God's given me a real chance to do some change with President Trump. I'm excited.
Congressman Comer, what's next? I know that you guys have a lot. You mentioned the Sanctuary City hearing on March 5th. People can tune in for that. But final thoughts from you about where we're going here as Republicans control the government.
Well, we've got to stick together. I'm seeing more coordination between the House and the Senate than I've seen in the 8 years that I've been in Congress. This is because we have a strong president. We have a strong president that's put in disruptors. The members of Congress that don't like that love the status quo, they went back home during Christmas break. They went back home after the first weekend when Trump started making his proposals and putting his people in place, and they heard from their constituents. And the American people support President Trump's agenda. And I think Congress understands that. I think even the members that we sometimes get frustrated with in the House and the Senate, I think everybody's on board. The president's popular, and the people have delivered a message. So hopefully we're going to be able to pass his agenda. And I think that the savings that DOGE is finding, it's just ironic that the Democrats are exposing their true colors. They are obsessed with Elon Musk. They have lost their mind over Elon Musk. And that is the hill they've chosen to die on, to protect the bureaucracy when the Republicans, being led by President Trump, want to end the bureaucracy. So I think we're going to get a lot done, and it's all because of President Trump.
Yeah, they're destroying their infrastructure, and they're very afraid about what their political future looks like. Thank you both so much for sharing your insights today. We will be watching all of it. CPAC, have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for coming.